Very good morning. How are you?
Good morning, good morning. I am fine, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also fit and fiddle. So we are meeting first time, so I would like to know about you. So could you give me your introduction?
Okay, why not? Yeah, sure. So we will each other introduce about ourselves. So let's go. I will start introduction about myself. First of all, thank you giving me your time, your valuable time, your golden time. So giving me your golden opportunity to talk conversation. So I am Irfan. I am from Pakistan, province Balochistan district, Nasirabad. Talk about my qualification. I have done 10th class. Currently, my education is going on. Talk about my profession. I do work at grocery shop together. My elder brother. Talk about my learning journey. So I am learning this language from YouTube, and I didn't take admission to learn this language in academies. Talk about my YouTube channel. I have been created YouTube channel. I have been 1 month completed and second month now started. So that's all about me. So any question you have in your mind, first of all you introduce about yourself.
Oh, that's a lovely introduction of you, I would say. It's a really wonderful. Yeah. If I discuss about myself, so I belong to Bihar state. I'm a teacher in primary school, and nowadays I'm helping to the beginner student by sharing my experience, my ideas, my strategy, you can consider. So, usually the beginner can utilize their time to improve their communication
Right.
skill, right? And if I discuss about my place, so I belong to Bihar state, and discussing about my hobbies, so I like to interact with the peoples, and especially new peoples every day. So it's all about me.
Right. That's great. That's great. You are wonderful introduction. Your short introduction. So any question you have in your mind?
Yeah, of course. So, I would like to know your strategy, your way of learning spoken English, because every people have their own way of learning spoken English. So, I'm eagerly
Yes.
want to know your way, methods.
Yes. So I am learning this language from YouTube channels, and I am learning this language. I have been 1 month completed. I am speaking and I am practicing on this application on the video call, and I don't practice front of people, and I don't speak English front of people because in my cities, little bit people know English speaking, but they don't speak English in our city. Like you know, in your city or our city, in your country or our country, people know speak English, but they don't speak English. This reasons our people speak English is weak and very weak. So like this, I am speaking and I am learning this language from YouTube, and I am practicing on this application on the video calls like you, like other people. So that's all my learning journey. So I am learning this language. I have been 1 month completed and second month started.
Oh, that's wonderful, I would say. And I really want to appreciate you because you didn't take any class. Instead of you are speaking very nice. And as you described, like you learn this language through the YouTube. So it's a totally remarkable, I would say, because it's quite challenging for the learner, to learn itself this kinds of language without taking
Yeah,
admission any institute. Right. So you did well, I would say.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Interviewer. So my another questions. It's a behalf of all the beginner sites. Okay. What do you do for remembering
Right.
vocabulary for long period of time? What is your strategy, ideas for keep remembering vocabulary?
Okay, so I will tell you. So I am remembering vocabulary from stories, books, and newspapers. I like to read newspaper stories. I know newspaper but little bit. That word or verb I don't know meaning. So I will search one applications which name is. ChatGPT. I search that applications that were the pronunciation and that were the meanings that using when that were use when that were don't use and I am learning and I am remembering vocabulary from this mobile on the video call, practicing, listening, reading books, reading newspaper.
Wow. This way you been learning vocabulary and remembering as well. That's a great. Yeah, you are right because if the any learner has been through various kinds of stories and newspaper articles, if they have been reading in day-to-day life and been through all of this stuff, so obviously they will get so many vocabulary and accumulated a lots of experience related several
Yes,
kinds of newses, right, and present situations of this era. That's a great. So my third question is
right,
that,
right, right.
yeah, like, how do you practice your spoken English apart from attending session with the learner? How do you practice your spoken English?
Okay, so I will tell you I have already told you, so I am speaking English and I am practicing English on this application on the video call, and I don't speak English front of people, and I don't speak English front of mirror. I don't practice front of mirror. I am only practicing on this application, and
Okay.
I have been 1 month completed. I am practicing in this application now. Second month started
Oh,
in the beginning, one teacher named Karishma Chan. I asked about this application name, which application you are using. So she said me, I am using Skype. So after that, I installed this application and I am using this application and I am
so
practicing in this application.
yeah, I get it. Now I get it. Like as you described, as you mentioned, like apart from this application, there is no another source of anything to practice, right? That's a great because this application you will get a similar person like you, right?
Right, right,
So it's a quite I mean very informative to all of them if you interact with all of
right,
them and sharing your experience, your ideas, right? That would be much
right, right,
convenient and informative. That's a great. So how
right,
do
right.
you work? Okay, I have another question for you. How do you work over your low confidence, your hesitations? How do you work?
Okay, I will tell you. So I will remove my confidence. I build confidence and I remove the hesitation. So in the beginnings, I also felt hesitations and I didn't have confidence. So in the beginning, I started speaking English in these applications. One day, 2 days, second day. So slowly, I started speaking English and slowly building my confidence and removing my hesitations. Now I am speaking like this. I removed my hesitations and I have built my confidence to speak English like this.
Yeah. Of course, I would say like you are looking much confident and you are speaking very flawless. I would say with accuracy
Right.
as well you have, and you will articulate sentence in well manner, I would say, because
Yes.
many
Yes.
of learner doesn't know how to articulate their statement, but you know well.
Right.
That's a great
Right. Right.
because yeah, because
Right. Right.
speaking is just like a different way. These are different things, right? Anything you can speak, but the way you have to speak with the people to relate all these statements situationally, it's a quite difficult for the beginner. But you are well in this field, so I
Right,
would say keep learning, and you are doing well, I would say. Okay.
That's great.
So, do you want to ask me any questions? So you can go ahead.
Okay, why not? And I will ask you some questions. So, first of all, one of that questions. Many people say want to practice and say to practice on front of mirror. And in the beginning, anyone ask how to start speaking English, so that people say you will have to practice in front of mirror. So when one people start to practice in front of mirror, so they feel hesitations and they unable to speak English. How to remove this process? People say to practice in front of mirror, but beginner can't practice in front of mirror because they feel hesitations in front of mirror and watching our footage, our face.
Okay, so exactly you want to say me like any beginner starting practicing in front of the mirror, then why they are having hesitation, right? While watching their
Yes, yes,
face. Okay.
yes.
So yeah, I would say okay, and let me clarify why it is happening with all of them. Because that is your initial days, right? That is your beginning times, right? Obviously you will not have that much confidence, right,
Right,
to create any sentence, right, over any object
right,
you can consider with accuracy. So in our initial days, whenever you start creating any sentence, at that time you have to consider about several kinds of things in order to frame your sentence situationally into a good manner. You have to consider about your grammar portion, and you have to consider about in which tense are you going to prefer your statement, like whether you are talking in past times or you are talking in present time, right? So you have to decide before passing your statement situationally, right? If you are going to discuss about your past times activities, so you have to consider before talking, before passing any statement. So the people, start considering into several kinds of parts. They start distracting their intention into a various part of it. That's why they start getting hesitation, because we are human. So how could we
right,
distract into a several kinds of part into a one time? It's a quite difficult, right?
right.
That's why they have to observe their
That's
face
great.
expression, right? Face expressions, and
Right.
they have
So,
to consider along with my grammar will be going well or not. So many things are there. That's why they are having hesitation, right?
my question is second.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I want to ask you second question. So tell me about your learning journey. How long time you have been are you learning this language, and how long you have been time have been you completed learning this journey, and you are using this application.
Okay, of course. Actually, if I discuss about my journey, so I have been started, I think, 2 years before. Okay, but you can consider for six months I used to interact with the people as an audio conversation. You can get
Yes,
so many applications over the Play stores. So by that application, you can connect with the many of them as a audio conversation. So I used to do a lot of things. A lot of time you can consider for 6 months you can consider. After crossing 6 months, I got to know about video conversations. So I got the
yes,
idea if I would make channel, so that will be much convenient to approach peoples every day. That's
yes,
why I would create a channel. So I would maintain my consistency, and as well as I am I kept on sharing my experiences with all of them. Okay.
Right,
So
right,
this
right.
way you can
Right.
consider I have joined this application 6 months before. Okay. And
Yes, yes, yes.
till that
Six
moment
months.
I
So
kept on
now you
going on.
have confidence. You can speak English.